Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving straight into a completely practical, step-by-step guide on how to get a state ID card in the Commonwealth of Virginia. Honestly, getting this simple piece of plastic is an absolute game changer. It's going to profoundly streamline your life, so let's get right into it.
Think about this for a second. Did you know that having a state ID can actually streamline your access to essential services and so much more? It's true. If you don't drive, or maybe you're just new to the state, this single credential is quite literally your key to unlocking everyday necessities. We're going to show you exactly how easy it is to get one in Virginia, and we're leaving absolutely no stone unturned. Here's our quick roadmap for today. We'll be covering why you need an ID, choosing your ID type, gathering your documents, the step-by-step application process, renewals and special cases, and finally, a few essential tips. All right, Section 1. Let's talk about why you actually need this. You see, an ID isn't just about following bureaucratic rules, right? It is the literal key to functioning in modern society. Without it, well, you can't register to vote, you can't open a bank account, you can't even set up basic utilities for your home. You're also going to need it for applying for federal benefits and accessing health services. Plus, depending on the specific type you get, it's your ticket to boarding domestic flights. Moving right along to Section 2, choosing the exact type of ID you need. So here's where you need to choose your path, because you've got three main options. The standard ID, perfect for general state-level use. Then there's the real ID. That one is federally compliant, it's marked with a little gold star, and you'll need it for domestic flights. Finally, there's the ID privilege card. This is a really unique option specifically for non-US citizens who can't meet the standard legal presence requirements. Oh, and one super important rule. Virginia law says you absolutely cannot hold a driver's license and an ID card at the same time. You literally have to pick one or the other. When you get your final credential, it'll securely display your photo, name, and address. But here is a fantastic privacy feature I absolutely love. Even though you have to give the DMV your social security number, they do not print it on your card. No way. Instead, they assign you a unique customer identifier number just to keep your sensitive data totally safe. Let's compare the two most common options. The standard ID is perfectly valid for voting and banking, but it's going to have the words "Federal Limits Apply" printed right on it. On the flip side, the real ID is highly recommended. Why? Because starting May 7th, 2025, the federal government is going to require a real ID compliant credential if you want to board any domestic flight or enter a secure federal facility. So while it's technically optional in Virginia, getting it now is a very smart move for the future. Now, for our viewers who are non-US citizens and maybe cannot meet those standard legal presence requirements, the ID privilege card is a brilliant alternative. To get your hands on this, you just need to have reported income from Virginia sources, or you need to have been claimed as a dependent on a tax return filed in Virginia within the past 12 months. It gives you that vital identification for daily life, even if it isn't federally compliant. Okay, Section 3. Let's talk about gathering those required documents. I want you to burn this number into your brain. 2. No matter what kind of ID you're applying for, every single person needs exactly 2 acceptable proofs of Virginia residency. Not 1, 2. So what counts as proof? You can use a deed, a lease agreement, or a utility bill, like water or gas. Just make sure that utility bill is no more than 2 months old. But listen closely, here's an actionable tip that's going to save you a hugely frustrating, wasted trip to the DMV. Cell phone bills are strictly rejected. They will not accept them. Also, if you're bringing in mail, it absolutely must be postmarked. P.O. box addresses, totally rejected for physical residency proofs. Beyond residency, you're going to need 1 proof of identity, 1 proof of legal presence, and 1 proof of your social security number. So think your actual SSN card or maybe a W-2 form. And obviously, if your name has changed, you need the documents proving that too. Now, here is a really surprising fact. If you happen to have been born in 1937 or earlier, you might actually be completely exempt from providing proof of legal presence. That is, assuming the DMV can verify you've previously held a valid Virginia credential. Kind of neat, right? All right, Section 4, the step-by-step process. Step 1 is all about preparation. Use the DMV's online document guide, and ideally start your application online before you ever leave the house. Step 2, schedule your appointment. You do have to visit a DMV customer service center in person, especially if you're a first-time applicant or upgrading to a real ID. Step 3, present your original physical documents. Guys, no photocopies allowed. They won't take them. And be prepared to hand over any driver's licenses or IDs you might still hold from other states. Let's talk money, so there are zero surprises at the register. A standard ID costs just $2 a year, which usually maxes out at $16 for an 8-year card. If you're opting for the real ID, you just add a one-time $10 surcharge to that base fee. The ID privilege card, that's a flat $25. And generally, you can pay the whole shebang using cash, check, or a credit card. Now, after you apply and pay, you don't actually walk out with the hard plastic card. Instead, you'll receive a temporary ID receipt right there on the spot. Your actual physical ID card is manufactured securely off-site, and it's going to arrive by mail within 7 to 10 days. But pay super close attention to this part. It is sent via unforwardable USPS mail. That means your current mailing address on file with the DMV literally has to be perfectly accurate, or it's not going to reach you. Moving on to Section 5, Renewals and Special Cases. The really good news here, for a standard adult ID, you're not going to have to repeat this chore for a long, long time. These cards are generally valid for up to 8 years. Let's quickly run through a few special considerations. For minors under 15, a parent or legal guardian absolutely must apply in person on their behalf. For our seniors who are 75 and older, just be aware that ID privilege cards are limited to a 5-year validity period. When it comes to renewing down the line, you can often do it online every other cycle, which actually saves you $1, so why not? And for our international viewers, if your valid visa happens to be in an expired passport, you've got to bring both your old and your current passports to the DMV. There's also an awesome benefit for our military viewers. Virginia veterans can apply for a specialized veteran indicator right on their ID card. To grab this, you just need to fill out Form DL11 and show a veteran service proof document, like a DD-214, that shows an honorable or general discharge. Finally, Section 6. Final tips and a quick disclaimer. Please keep this important disclaimer in mind. Bureaucratic policies, fees, and procedures, yeah, they are always subject to change over time. While we've packed this explainer with the absolute most detailed and actionable insights available, you should always verify the most current requirements directly on the official Virginia DMV website before making your trip. Better safe than sorry. So, are you ready to claim your access to Virginia's essential services? The absolute best way to avoid DMV stress is to start preparing right this second. So, what's the very first document from that list that you need to track down today? Go find that lease, dig out your Social Security card, and get the ball rolling. Thanks for learning with us today on The Explainer, and we'll catch you next time.